Hey everybody, welcome, welcome, all my 600-pound life fans. Uh, so, we have season 8, episode 17, Erica, David, and Benji. And this is a kind of where are they now type situation. We're going to catch up with them and see what's going on. Erica was from season 5 of the show, and she was a young lady who had battled with her weight. She liked food, and she felt that her father didn't approve. He was like distancing himself from her. And she said because she was putting on weight, he just didn't like that. And which made her eat more. So by the time she was 16, she weighed 300 pounds. And it was at that time that he urged her and to have her stomach stapled, which she did. And miraculously, it worked great. I mean, she was losing weight and doing good, and then she was raped. And so that trauma then drove her back to food, and she got bigger. Okay. David and Benji have kind of a similar story. David was the older of the two brothers, and I think there was 5 or 6 kids in the family. And he said his father worked a lot, and they were poor. And, one thing they could do was eat. The mother said, one of the local places would have hamburgers for 29 cents. So they go buy up a bunch of them, and that was, instead of toys, that was their treat. And, she'd buy like $10 worth, and everybody could eat what they wanted. So he found that the mom was taking the younger siblings to beauty pageants. And I didn't say if they won or not, but he was left behind. And then he realized the reason he was left behind was because he was heavy, and, that just wasn't cute, so he didn't get to go. He stayed with his great-grandmother. At the age of 8, she passed away. He said, she just fell over and passed away. So then he ate more, okay? Now, when the two brothers go to see Dr. Now, they are weighing in at over 1,300 pounds. David was pretty much immobile at this time. He had a girlfriend, and he has a daughter, and I guess lives with them. I don't know. Obviously, he couldn't work. So, the girlfriend was cooking, cleaning, helping him as much as she needed to. And they decide, to go see Dr. Now. He says he's doing it because he doesn't like seeing his brother head down the same path that he's on. So that is where they are. Now, Erica gets her sister to go with her to see Dr. Now. And this journey is pretty much ill-fated from the start. As soon as she gets there, before she even goes to the clinic, she falls and gets admitted to the hospital. So Dr. Now suggests that she goes to therapy for food addiction, which she does. And she also gets the surgery. She loses like 300 pounds, and then she connects with, I don't know if it was an old boyfriend or just an old friend, but they decide to try and have a go at a relationship, and he stays with her. She has a lymphedema mass removed, and he's there helping her out. And they start talking of marriage and family, and he says she needs to go back to California to get the rest of her stuff, whatever she wants to bring, but get rid of a lot of stuff. And some of these things that he wanted her to get rid of were sentimental things, collections. She had like a little puppy dog collection, that she didn't want to get rid of, okay? But she goes back there to do this, and she calls someone to help her, organize this and itemize and try to start to sell. While she's there, he breaks up with her. Now, by this time, she has lost 400 and some pounds, I believe. She was really close to her goal. And she was down to 258. Okay. So after this, trying to get rid of her stuff so they have money to buy a house there. After all this, he breaks up with her. Now, my question here is, what was this guy bringing to the table here? Did he have money? Does he have a job? Did he have anything to contribute to this? Or is he putting it all on her? You know, you sell your stuff for money and then bring it down here so we can buy a house. Okay, well, neither here nor there, because it didn't happen, and while she was there, she started eating again, and she got back up to 400 and some pounds before Dr. Now convinced her to come down. And she had started doing some damage too, because she had the surgery. So, I mean, everything is really stretched out. And she had stretched her stomach back out to its pre-surgery size. So he goes in and he tries to fix that for her and gets her back on track. And she's, doing therapy, trying to work through this. And the therapist flat out tells her that, right now you're still in recovery. Even though you've lost a ton of weight, you have you have a ways to go. And you have to get yourself focused on your own behavior, not worrying about, what guy's breaking up with you, who's going to go out with you, or whatever. Just focus on you, okay? And she agrees with that. So she gets back on track and she starts losing the weight again. Meanwhile, David and Benji, they both start their weight loss journey. Benji not doing as well as David, but he didn't have quite as much to lose either. He was a little slower starting, but eventually, both of them did lose a tremendous amount of weight. David got to where he was able to get up and around again. He was thinking of going back to work, and he was going out, going dancing, just enjoying life, all the things he hadn't been able to do. And during this time, David also broke up with his longtime girlfriend, Mary. He said she's an enabler, so therefore he left her and hooked up with another woman. Now, from watching the show, the life of an enabler is not an easy life, okay? It's kind of like between the rock and the hard place. If you don't wait on them, if you don't do for them, you're a bad guy. And if you do, you're a bad guy. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation for her. So obviously he was not working. How were they surviving all this time that he was so obese that he could barely move? Was Mary working and supporting everybody? Or were they trying to exist on his disability, which I can tell you that don't pay nothing. That's a joke, okay? Anyway, she put her time in, and just when he's starting to feel good and actually being fun and having a relationship, he dumps her. So that, nasty, bad guy. His brother, on the other hand, loses a bunch of weight too. And his goal is to start his own business. But he wants to get his skin removal surgery done. So he finally gets down to his, pretty much his goal weight. And the doctor does that. And then we see David and Benji are no longer speaking. And Benji says it's because of the bad way that he treated his former girlfriend, that she was part of the family, and people were upset with him for dropping her like he did. But on the plus side, Benji does start his own business. He gets a nice new truck for his shipping business, I guess, delivery, shipping, something like that. And he's hoping to expand it to a whole fleet, which is really cool. And he's going out too, and he's spending time with his daughter doing things that he hadn't been able to do, like laser tag and scuba diving and so on, and him and his wife plan on going on vacations and just doing fun stuff, he's really got his life in order. Now, David is mysteriously missing from the second part of the show, where it's basically, where are they now? And possibly the reason for this is because he was part of a group of people who are suing the company, saying that, they promised him therapy. He never got it. They promised to pay for the surgery. They didn't. But you have to look at it as they gave you a whole new lease on life. You can take a little responsibility, I would think. And if he was getting disability, wouldn't they help pay for some of this? Because, I mean, now he's able to get back to work again. Isn't that the goal, really? If you're not terminally ill, that you can have things done so that you can return to the workforce. So I don't know, maybe there was some discrepancy, some flaw in the paperwork. I don't know. But he is not really present during the tail end of the show. And now the spoilers are, even though they have not updated their social media, it does appear that Erica did get back together with Jimmy. At least she has pictures posted of the two of them together. So either they got back together or she's still living in a memory. And, if they got back together, I hope that she is being a little more assertive and not letting him just walk all over her and call the shots. But remains to be seen. David, we don't know because they cut him out. Benji, though, did get his business, so he seems to be doing good. And he's, I believe, down to, they said 176 now, which is a good weight for a man, I think. Anywhere 170s to 200, you would be okay, I think. So it would appear, for the most part, that they are doing pretty well. And, I wish them all the best. It's a rough battle, and people do it all the time, but no one ever said it would be easy. You have to have that determination, and you have to want it, and you have to work. And, Erica did, and Benji did, and we just assumed David did. So, anyway, thank you. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment if you wish, and share this with your friends if they are 600 Pound Live fans. And we will see you next time. Bye.